Amy, what are we doing?
We are driving. We're going to be driving all the way up to Cairns.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a long roadie. Yes, here we go.
So, to start with,
Well, still in Gold Coast, so
let's do some windows down
yeah.
and some music up.
Woo! Okay, so you might be wondering why we're driving on the wrong side of the road. Let me explain a few things. I currently find myself in Gold Coast, Australia, on a road trip with my new friend Emmy, and we are heading up the east coast of Queensland all the way up to Cairns. But first things first, every good roadie in Australia starts out with some Vegemite toast made by a local.
Delish.
Local, check.
It's all good.
Toast, check.
You gotta shred the
toast.
Vegemite underneath it.
I can't really taste it that much.
Good.
Ready for a roadie? Check.
It's a-
We started the road trip off with a couple hours of driving before stopping at a national park to take a little break and stretch our legs. We are currently hiking Mount Coolum, and it's beautiful. Right, Emmy?
Yes. Very gorgeous.
Lovely. Pretty. After a good stretch of the legs and some Mountain Juice coffee, we were back on the road again. Lunchtime. Got all stocked up on our food. Yeah, we're set.
And hungry.
So hungry. So got 4 hours to our campsite tonight, right? 4 hours.
That's it.
Cool. All right, here we go. After our picnic-style lunch, we settled in for the remainder of our road trip that day, all the way to our campsite in the evening. We got to enjoy a glorious sunset as we drove up the coast of Queensland. At our campsite for the night.
We've done a lot today.
How far do we go?
So, down here where the 161 is,
Yep.
we're all the way up here where the blue dot is.
Oh, wow.
We're almost halfway.
That's pretty good. After a good night's sleep and a quick little bit of brekkie, we are hitting the road again. This time it's my turn to be in the driver's seat.
It looks so weird.
At one of our gas station stops, we saw these dinosaur-looking birds. But don't worry, that's kind of a normal occurrence in Australia. Our lunch spot offered us this beautiful view, and of course we had to take a little swim. Although we didn't go in very far because this is definitely croc territory, and I love all of my limbs. Days like this felt like a little touch of magic. You had the whole day just to spend time with your friend and jump in the ocean. Enjoy the sunshine, feel the warmth on your skin. After a quick swim, it was time to hit the road again. Towards the end of the day, we were on our way to where we were going to camp that night, and we went down a back road that had a ton of strange birds on it, and the bird calls were crazy. I've never seen so many weird and beautiful birds all in one place. The sound was like nothing I've ever heard before. Oh my goodness. How pretty. Is that a pumpkin? We made our way to the campsite just in time to set up the hammock for the sunset. Darkest of places, unfamiliar faces. After a good rest, it was time to get back on the road again for our third day of travels. There's a few times in your life where you'll just meet someone and your energies match each other perfectly. And that was Emmy and I. It really didn't matter how much time we spent together. We still had things to talk about, and we didn't get tired of being together even when we were just enjoying each other's company in complete silence. When you meet your people like this, it makes you realize how small the world is and how human we all are. Emmy can be from the complete other side of the world, and yet we just click. And it works. And we go on crazy adventures together, which is what's happening now. We decided to take a random back road for our lunch spot and found a really cool hiking area. Whoa! This is so beautiful! Ah! What do you think, Emmy?
This is, I don't know, spectacular, amazing, incredible, phenomenal.
What other words? Wow, I'm so good.
It's so beautiful!
We happened to come across these pools and decided it was time for another swim. After a good stretch of the legs and a nice plunge into the water, we prepared our last lunch on the road. I was really surprised by how many climate changes there were while still being in the same state. We went through areas of desert and coastland, and now we're in a tropical rainforest and mountains. Every bit of the scenery was stunning, and I loved to see how it changed over the course of our trip. In total, we ended up doing roughly 1,850 kilometers.
We've done 1,854.9 kilometers to Cairns.
And we're in Cairns.
When we arrived in Cairns, we were greeted by Andrew Jenkins and his amazing family with some curry, a great night of dinner and conversation, and then a warm, real bed. It was amazing how rested we felt when we woke up to go on our adventure the next morning. What is our adventure for today, you may ask? We are currently on our way to the Great Barrier Reef.
Are you excited?
I am very, very excited. We're gonna go snorkeling, we're gonna see some fishies, we're gonna see lots of waves and ocean and sunlight.
Do a little tap as well, don't you? I'm not Ed Sheeran of the high seas, mate.
There are roughly 600 different species of coral that call the Great Barrier Reef home, and 1,500 different kinds of fish. On our way out to the reef, we had a whale put on a glorious display of its majesty. Time to jump on in and see what lives around here.
Here she goes.
Well, that was a fun little swim. Time for some lunch now. What do you think, Amy?
I think that it was the most incredible day. We saw the Reef, we saw fish, and just saw a dolphin.
It was so good.
So it's a sign.
Yes, so amazing. What an epic day.
It's been incredible.
Incredible.
Absolutely.
The following day, we decided to venture into some surrounding towns and went to this big outdoor market that had a wide range of ethnic jewelry and foods. It was so cool to see this intercultural market with fruits and vegetables. Today just so happens to be Sherry Jenkins' birthday, so of course we have to treat ourselves to some coffee and snacks. Sugar cane and kumquat juice. After the market, we ventured out on a hike to go to this waterfall. The biggest thing for me to get used to walking in Australia is to watch where you step. You always have to watch out for snakes and wait-a-while vines. I didn't know these vines actually existed until I came here, but apparently if you step on them, they'll wrap around you and you literally have to wait a while until they let you go. Well, we found the waterfall, and of course, now it's time for a swim. I feel like all of my videos are just me on a quest to find more places to swim. But hey, what can I say? I'm a water girl. And Andrew Jenkins definitely got soaked even though he didn't come for a swim. There's always just been something about moving water for me. It's calming and peaceful, and you feel so powerless next to it, yet it's so beautiful. It calms everything, and you feel left with no choice but to be still and enjoy. It's a constant reminder that no matter how strong we become, there's always something stronger than us out there. My final day with Emmy and the Jenkins family in Cairns was spent at Botanical Gardens. This was such a neat experience for me because the wildlife in Australia is like nothing you will see in any other part of the world. The birds, the flowers, the butterflies, the vines, everything. It's all so unique. During my time in Australia, I made so many wonderful friends and memories. From waking up and hearing the crazy bird calls and feeling like I'm in Jurassic Park, to the simple moments with a new friend shared on a road trip. I am so grateful for everyone that I met along the way and that made this trip super special. I owe a huge shout out to Toby Jenkins for driving me around everywhere and for doing a mini road trip with me to the Sunshine Coast. Also, huge shout out to everyone who let me crash on their couch. Lydia, Cassie, and Beth, you guys are total legends and I owe you big time. Shout out to all the wildlife who made this trip very, very memorable, and the random wild turkey that picked through all of my bags while I was out surfing. You will not soon be forgotten. Shout out to the crocodiles for not eating me, and for the random people who played music in the park. You made my day. Stay tuned for my next adventure to